As we age, even the heart of the home, the kitchen, can become a source of frustration instead of joy. But with a few thoughtful changes, your kitchen can once again feel like a safe, empowering space. Whether you're cooking for one or entertaining the family, organizing your kitchen to match your current needs can save time, reduce physical strain, and bring comfort back into daily life. Let's explore how. 1. Prioritize safety first. Remove trip hazards and improve accessibility. Let's begin with what matters most: safety. For women over 65, organizing the kitchen isn't just about neatness or aesthetics. It's about creating a space where you can move confidently, without risk. As we age, changes in balance, mobility, and even reaction time can make once simple routines a little more challenging. That's why the very first step in kitchen organization should be eliminating the risks that often go unnoticed, but can lead to slips, trips, or falls. Start by taking a slow walk through your kitchen. Pay attention to rugs, cords, or small objects on the floor. If you have scatter rugs or mats that slide easily, consider removing them entirely or replacing them with ones that have non-slip backing. Even a small wrinkle in a rug can catch a foot and cause a fall. Next, evaluate how easy it is to reach your most used items. If you're stretching for spices above your head or crouching low to retrieve a heavy mixing bowl, it's time to bring those items closer to your center of gravity, ideally between waist and shoulder height. This reduces strain on your back, shoulders, and knees. Store frequently used tools like cutting boards, pots, pans, and your favorite mug right where they're easiest to grab. Reserve high shelves and lower cabinets for seasonal or rarely used items, and consider using a sturdy step stool with a handle if reaching is absolutely necessary. Another safety-enhancing change: improve lighting. Many kitchens are lit only by overhead fixtures, which can cast shadows over workspaces. Consider adding under-cabinet lighting or plug-in counter lamps to brighten prep areas. Not only does this reduce eye strain, but it also helps you clearly see spills, sharp tools, or obstacles. Lastly, keep walkways clear. The kitchen is a place of motion, turning, reaching, opening drawers and cabinets. Leave at least 36 inches of clearance between counters, islands, and appliances so you can move freely, even with a walker or cane if needed. Creating a safer kitchen isn't about preparing for the worst. It's about setting yourself up to live more comfortably, confidently, and independently in the space you use every single day. 2. Create a golden zone for everyday essentials. One of the most empowering changes you can make in your kitchen as you age is to establish what we call a golden zone. This is the area between your hips and your shoulders, the sweet spot where your body moves with the most ease and the least strain. When you store your everyday essentials within this range, you reduce bending, reaching, and the risk of accidents. You also make your kitchen work with you, not against you. Think for a moment about what you use every single day. Your favorite mug, the toaster, your tea or coffee supplies, utensils, dish towels, and your go-to cookware. These are the things that should live in your golden zone. Whether it's the middle shelf of a cabinet, the top drawer of a chest, or a neatly arranged space on your countertop, this zone should hold the items that are part of your daily rhythm. What this looks like in practice is simple but powerful. Instead of storing your plates on a high shelf or your mixing bowls in a deep lower cabinet, bring them to a shelf or drawer you can access easily, without having to stretch or crouch. If you have a set of lower drawers, use the top one for your cutlery, the middle for plates and bowls, and reserve the bottom for heavier or seldom used items. Pantries and refrigerators can be organized in much the same way. Keep healthy snacks, dairy, and items you use daily on the middle shelves. If something gets tucked away in the back of a high or low shelf, it's often forgotten, or worse, you might strain yourself trying to retrieve it. Lazy Susans or turntables are great additions to pantries and cabinets, allowing you to reach everything without knocking over containers or digging. You can even apply this concept to cooking tools. Hang your most used spatulas or ladles on a hook near the stove, or place them in a canister on the counter. Keep pot holders, dishcloths, and measuring spoons close to where you use them. The less time and energy you spend hunting for things, the more freedom you have to enjoy cooking. Designing your kitchen around your comfort isn't a luxury. It's a form of self-respect, and it's one of the best gifts you can give yourself. 3. Embrace pull-out shelves and drawer organizers. There's a quiet kind of frustration that builds when you have to dig through cluttered cabinets or reach into dark corners for something you know is there. Over time, it adds up, turning meal prep into a tiring task instead of a joyful one. But here's the good news. You don't need to renovate your entire kitchen to make it easier to use. One of the smartest changes you can make is adding pull-out shelves and drawer organizers. Pull-out shelves, sometimes called slide-out trays, are exactly what they sound like. Instead of crouching down and rummaging through the back of a cabinet, you simply pull the entire shelf out toward you. You can see everything clearly, pick what you need, and push it back in with no bending, no straining, and no forgotten cans collecting dust in the back. For women over 65, this small change can make a huge difference in comfort and independence. These shelves are especially helpful in lower cabinets, where pots, pans, and heavier items tend to be stored. Instead of kneeling to pull out a casserole dish, you glide the shelf toward you and lift the item from a comfortable standing or seated position. Many hardware stores and online retailers offer pull-out shelf kits that can be installed into existing cabinets, no full remodel required. Now let's talk drawers. A messy drawer isn't just inconvenient, it's also unsafe. Sharp tools like peelers or knives can hide under utensils, waiting to cause a cut. That's where drawer organizers come in. These clever inserts turn a chaotic drawer into a clean, divided space where everything has its place. You'll no longer have to dig through clutter to find your measuring spoons or favorite spatula. Start by assessing your drawers. Are you constantly shifting things around to find what you need? If so, that drawer needs organizing. Insert a tray with multiple compartments, or even use small containers you already have to keep like items together. One section for measuring tools, another for baking supplies, and another for everyday cutlery. The beauty of pull-out shelves and drawer organizers is that they don't just save effort, they also save time and reduce stress. When everything has a home and everything is within reach, your kitchen becomes a partner in your daily life. 4. Use clear containers and labels for effortless visibility. Imagine opening your pantry and instantly spotting exactly what you need. No more squinting at faded packaging or pulling down boxes to see what's inside. That kind of clarity isn't just satisfying, it's also deeply practical, especially for women over 65. As eyesight changes with age, it becomes harder to read small print or see into dark containers. That's why switching to clear containers and adding large, easy-to-read labels can transform your kitchen experience. Let's start with the containers themselves. Whether you're storing dry goods like flour, rice, cereal, or snacks, using transparent plastic or glass containers allows you to see exactly what's inside and how much is left. No more surprises when you think you have sugar for your tea, only to find an empty bag. With clear containers, everything becomes visible at a glance. Choose options that are lightweight with easy-to-open lids to avoid strain on your hands or wrists. Next, focus on labels. The goal here is not just organization, it's accessibility. Use large, bold print and high-contrast colors like black on white or white on dark backgrounds. Label every container clearly, even if you think you'll remember what's inside. Over time, even the most familiar items can become confusing when stored in similar-looking jars. Flour and powdered sugar look nearly identical until one ends up in the wrong recipe. You can use pre-printed labels, print your own at home, or simply handwrite them with a thick marker. Stick them on the front of each container or even on the lid if you store items in drawers. If you're feeling creative, consider adding the expiration date or simple cooking instructions, like 1 cup equals 2 servings, to make meal prep even easier. The same approach applies to your fridge and freezer. Use clear bins to group similar items, fruits, cheeses, leftovers, so they're easier to find. You can even designate specific bins for daily use, like a breakfast box with yogurt, fruit, and granola, making your morning smoother and more enjoyable. This isn't about making your kitchen look like a magazine. It's about removing small daily obstacles that add up. With a few clear containers and thoughtful labels, you'll reclaim time, reduce waste, and gain peace of mind every time you open a cupboard or drawer. 5. Design a sit-down prep station for comfort and ease. Standing at the kitchen counter used to feel effortless. But with age, even short tasks like chopping vegetables or mixing batter can become tiring or even painful. That's why one of the most thoughtful ways to organize your kitchen is to create a dedicated sit-down prep station. It's a small shift that offers big returns, comfort, energy conservation, and a new sense of enjoyment in everyday cooking. This station doesn't require a renovation. In fact, many women over 65 can set one up with just a few adjustments. Start by choosing a sturdy chair or stool with good back support and a cushion if needed. Pair it with a surface that's either already the right height or can be easily adapted. A lower section of the counter, a table, or even a portable kitchen cart can all serve beautifully. The key is to avoid hunching or straining your arms and neck. Your hands should rest comfortably while preparing food. Keep your most used tools nearby. A small tray or basket on the counter can hold essentials like a paring knife, peeler, scissors, or your favorite mixing spoon. If you have a cutting board with non-slip grips or a prep mat, keep that within reach too. You may even want to add a small trash bowl or container on the counter so you can toss scraps easily without getting up. If you're someone who uses mobility aids or tires easily, this setup offers a place to rest without having to pause your cooking. And for those with arthritis or joint pain, it reduces pressure on the hips, knees, and feet, making cooking less of a chore and more of a pleasure again. To make things even more convenient, consider organizing a drawer or cabinet within arm's reach to store items used during prep. Think mixing bowls, measuring cups, can openers, or even a small electric hand mixer. Having these tools close by means fewer trips across the kitchen and more energy left over for what truly matters, enjoying the meal you've created. This isn't about slowing down. It's about honoring your pace, preserving your energy, and continuing to cook with confidence and joy. 6. Keep heavier items low and light items high. As we age, our bodies naturally ask us to be more careful, particularly when lifting, bending, or reaching. One of the simplest yet most powerful ways to honor those needs is to reorganize your kitchen by weight. It's not just a safety measure, it's a way of making your daily life more intuitive, less tiring, and much more enjoyable. Start by looking around your kitchen with fresh eyes. Where are your heaviest pots and pans stored? If they're tucked in a lower cabinet where you have to kneel or bend deeply, you're already at a disadvantage. On the other hand, storing them up high puts your shoulders and back at risk every time you need to bring one down. The best place for heavy items like cast iron skillets, Dutch ovens, or large glass baking dishes is waist height or just below. Ideally, they should be on pull-out shelves or sturdy lower drawers that glide open, allowing you to lift without awkward angles. If that's not possible, use padded mats on the floor in front of lower cabinets to reduce the impact on your knees when bending. Now take a look at what's stored high. Top shelves are best reserved for lightweight items you use less often. Think paper napkins, seasonal dishware, extra storage containers, or plastic serving trays. These can be retrieved easily with a step stool if needed, but you won't be lifting anything that could strain your arms or slip from your hands. Speaking of step stools, choose one that's made for safety. Look for models with wide, non-slip steps and a handle for balance. Avoid chairs or folding stools that can tip. Your safety is too important for shortcuts. Another helpful tip: store medium-weight items like mixing bowls or small appliances in mid-level cabinets or drawers. These are often used frequently but don't require as much effort to handle. Group them together by task: baking, prepping, storing, to make them easy to find and put away. By simply adjusting where items live based on how heavy or awkward they are to handle, you're removing invisible barriers from your day. You'll feel more capable, more secure, and more at ease in your kitchen. 7. Simplify with zones. Group items by task. Imagine walking into your kitchen and knowing exactly where everything is, not because you've memorized it, but because it just makes sense. That's the power of a well-zoned kitchen. For women over 65, this kind of setup can reduce decision fatigue, save energy, and bring a gentle sense of order to your daily routine. Zoning means grouping items by function or activity. It turns your kitchen into a thoughtfully organized space where everything has a home, based on how you use it. Think of it like this: instead of having spoons in one drawer and mixing bowls across the room, you place them near where you actually cook or bake. That way, when you step into your kitchen to prepare a meal, everything you need is within arm's reach, streamlining your movements and removing unnecessary effort. Let's start with the prep zone. This is where you'll do most of your chopping, peeling, and mixing. Near this area, store your knives, cutting boards, mixing bowls, measuring spoons, and utensils. Add a small compost bin or trash can nearby so cleanup is quick and easy. Next, set up a cooking zone near your stove. Here's where you'll want pots, pans, spatulas, cooking oil, salt, pepper, and your go-to spices. Consider using a Lazy Susan or spice drawer insert to keep things tidy and accessible. Place pot holders and oven mitts in a drawer near the oven so you're not scrambling with hot dishes in your hands. Now move to your cleaning zone, usually near the sink and dishwasher. Keep dish soap, scrubbers, drying towels, and extra sponges under the sink or in a caddy on the counter. This is also a great place for plastic containers or food storage wraps so leftovers go straight from plate to fridge with minimal effort. Lastly, establish a beverage or breakfast zone. This might be where your coffee maker lives, along with mugs, tea, sugar, and your favorite cereal or toast supplies. Having these morning essentials grouped together can create a calm and comforting start to your day. Zoning isn't about perfection. It's about designing your kitchen in a way that reflects your rhythm. When everything flows with your habits, your kitchen becomes less of a puzzle and more of a peaceful partner in your daily life. 8. Declutter with purpose. Keep only what you use and love. Over the years, kitchens naturally collect things: mugs gifted by friends, tools you meant to try, gadgets bought on a whim. But when drawers overflow and cabinets feel cramped, your kitchen stops being a sanctuary and starts becoming a source of quiet overwhelm. For women over 65, clearing the clutter isn't just about tidiness, it's about creating a space that reflects who you are now, not who you used to be. The process doesn't need to be dramatic or rushed. In fact, a gentle, purposeful approach often works best. Start by asking yourself one question as you touch each item. Do I use this regularly or does it bring me joy? If the answer is no, it's a candidate for donation, gifting, or recycling. Begin with the easy wins, duplicates. Do you really need 5 spatulas or 3 sets of measuring cups? Choose your favorites and let the extras go. Not because they're useless, but because they're taking up space that could be cleared for comfort or used for something you truly value. Next, move to specialty appliances. If it hasn't been used in a year, ask yourself honestly, will I use it again? That bread maker might have been exciting at one time, but if it's collecting dust and silently judging you from the back of a cabinet, it's time to set it free. Give it to someone who will use it with joy. Decluttering also invites you to confront some tender truths. Maybe the china you once loved hosting with hasn't been touched since your last big holiday meal 5 years ago. Maybe it's hard to let go of a set of glasses because they remind you of a different time. That's normal. These aren't just objects, they're markers of memories. But clearing space doesn't erase those memories. It makes room for new ones. To keep clutter from creeping back in, adopt a one-in, one-out rule. If a new dish or tool comes in, let an old one go. This helps your kitchen stay manageable, light, and welcoming. Remember, every item you release is a gift. To someone else and to yourself. With each drawer you simplify and each shelf you free, you reclaim not just space, but peace, clarity, and freedom. 9. Label everything clearly. Reduce mental load and boost confidence. As we age, even the simplest tasks like finding the sugar or remembering which switch controls which light can demand more mental energy than they used to. It's not about memory loss or decline. It's about the brain having more on its plate, more to juggle and more history to carry. That's why clear, visible labeling becomes such a quiet but powerful ally in the well-organized kitchen of a woman over 65. Labeling is a way of offloading mental effort. It means you don't have to stop and think, which drawer did I put the foil in again? Or is this baking soda or powdered sugar? Instead, you see it, you know it, and you move forward with ease. Every time you avoid a pause or a moment of confusion, you preserve energy and confidence. And in daily life, those small wins matter more than they seem. Start with your dry goods. Flour, sugar, rice, oats, tea bags, spices. Store them in clear containers and label them boldly. Use large fonts or high-contrast stickers, especially if your vision isn't what it used to be. Label both the front and the top of containers if they live in drawers or on low shelves, so you can see them from multiple angles. But don't stop at food. Label the switches near your stove, your light dimmers, or the buttons on a multifunction microwave. If your kitchen has high-tech gadgets, place a small reminder nearby. Something simple like press top button to start, or turn knob left for timer. These cues reduce guesswork and help you use your appliances without hesitation. You can also label shelves or bins inside your refrigerator. A small sign that says dairy, leftovers, or vegetables helps keep the fridge organized and easy to navigate, especially if others are helping you with meals. The same goes for freezer drawers. Label what's inside and the date it was frozen. It's a simple way to prevent waste and confusion. Even drawers can benefit from internal labeling. A discreet tag inside a drawer that says baking tools or snack bags creates consistency. So things return to the right place, and your kitchen remains calm and functional. Labeling is more than an organizing tool. It's a message to yourself. I deserve clarity. I deserve simplicity. I deserve a space that supports me, not one that asks more of me than it should. 10. Keep a restful corner. Make space for pausing, reflecting, and enjoying. In a younger season of life, the kitchen may have been all movement, meals to prepare, children to feed, guests to entertain. But in this chapter, the kitchen can become something more gentle. It can be a place not only of productivity but of peace. That's why the final, and perhaps most tender, suggestion is this: carve out a corner for rest. This might be a small table near a sunny window, a cushioned chair tucked beside a bookshelf, or even a cozy stool at the counter. It doesn't have to be grand, just needs to be yours. A spot where you can sit with a cup of tea, journal a memory, read a recipe, or simply listen to the quiet hum of the morning. For women over 65, this kind of space isn't a luxury, it's a necessity. It gives you permission to pause, to breathe, to savor the moment instead of rushing through it. And it subtly reshapes how you view your kitchen, not just as a place of tasks, but as a place of comfort and nourishment for your spirit as well as your body. To make this corner welcoming, consider adding a few simple touches. A soft lamp for evening warmth, a small basket with your favorite magazines or a notepad for jotting ideas, or a framed photo that brings you joy. Some women keep a plant or vase of flowers here, a living reminder that beauty still blooms at every age. If you enjoy journaling, this corner can be a sacred space to capture your thoughts, maybe even memories tied to meals, holidays, or recipes passed down through generations. If you're more reflective, it can be a place to say a quiet prayer or set an intention for the day ahead. If you found this video helpful, please give it a like and subscribe to the channel so you never miss future content designed just for you. Your support truly means the world.